Did I ever tell you about the story? Did I ever tell you a story about this guy who was trying to film this documentary about Michigan?
No.
Well, he was filming this documentary, but it was never finished because he disappeared.
Where'd he go?
Nobody knows. Basically, there was this guy, he worked for this company, Cool History Pics, and he disappeared.
Hi, I'm Mitch Gander from Cool History Pics. This is the history of Michigan.
Are there any historic events do you think that have occurred, specifically in Michigan, that have affected your life?
Well, it's funny you should ask that.
And are there any historic events that may have occurred in your lifetime, particularly in Michigan, that have affected your life?
Yeah.
What Michigan?
So, ever heard of the Ghost Gypsy?
No, that's a new one for me. I'll tell you more.
No. Okay, can you talk about this? She doesn't like with it.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yeah.
I think you're way too wrong. I think that I'm too old.
Oh, yeah,
It
yes,
freaks me.
yes, of
If
course.
you see that. Have you ever heard of Lisa? That was my nickname in high school, actually. Really, you're laughing, but I'm serious. She doesn't know what I mean. I don't want to hear her. I think she's allergic. Apologize. I think she's allergic. Apologize.
Let's move on. I want to get to the main topic of this interview, just so I don't waste any more time. Sure. Do you know of any folklore
Oh my god,
stories around
yes.
Michigan?
The Taylor Swift album.
Have you ever heard of the Frog Man?
I'm sure that's what town Michigan is.
This wasn't in Michigan.
Oh,
There's been many stories around this area of northern Michigan that I'm very familiar with. A lot of arcane occult things you wouldn't believe.
arcane occult.
Yes.
Speak more on that.
Well, would you like to hear a story?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, my grandfather told me the story. It was one day at the village fair. He picked up a farmhand. This was in Peabody. The Peabody Fair, they called it. My grandfather brought back this hand, the cows. They were bringing a great harvest. He grew very fond of his farmhand. But one day, he tracked down the voice of his late wife into the form of his young farmhand in the barn. His farmhand was lying naked in a straw bed. He pulled out his shotgun and fired a hole through the young farmhand, but he simply vanished into the air. Later, he heard rustling in the bushes and tracked down the farmhand in the form of a rabbit. He caught the rabbit in a sack and brought the sack to a bridge. Yet the sack grew lighter with every step. When he went to put the sack over the bridge, it was empty, and he heard him splash. For he was a warlock. This young man presented qualities not found in young boys of his age. For example, a deep voice and a slightly above average height and long black hair.
Okay.
These are typical signs of a necromancer. These characteristics are only found in shapeshifters. Well, something my grandfather told me, and I believe absolutely everything he tells me. He was a small, gray-haired old man in my years that I knew him, and he was struck with illness. I assume the necromancer was attempting to steal our gold for his arcane productions.
So, does your family just have gold?
No.
Oh, okay. They just got the wrong guy, I guess.
This could be true.
There was this series of interviews that occurred. Paul Bunyan. You know
Paul
the story
Bunyan.
of Paul Bunyan, right?
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Mitch Gander. I'm looking for stories about Michigan. Do you have anything for me?
Yeah, let me tell you a story. So, you might be familiar with the story of Paul Bunyan, right? You know, big guy, axe, flannel, big blue ox. This story is untrue. In reality, he's big and he's evil. Paul Bunyan was big. He was real big. He was tall, he was wide, he was large. And he rose out of the water, biggest you've ever seen. Rose out of the water with this menacing grin, this devilish smile. And he said, I'm gonna get him. And then and this is interesting, he got him. And so he went to town and he was stomping all along the whole way to the town. And he was kicking over buildings and he was stomping on little people. And they were saying, no, don't get me. But, and this is interesting, he got him. He was on this war path right through the town. And he was knocking over buildings. And eventually there was this team of governors of the Great Lakes states. And they decided that something had to be done about Paul Bunyan. So what they decided to do is they got together and they formed a coalition at the very special point where all of the Great Lakes states meet.
Yes, Mr. President. I'm on it.
Right, what's all this then?
What's all this then?
I need my 2 p.m. Skyline Chili stat and make it a 5-way.
Hi, I'm from Canada.
So I'm guessing all of you have heard the latest dispatch from the president on Paul Bunyan's attacks on the coastal cities, the coastal Great Lakes cities. And I don't know what
we need to do about it, but we need to do something fast and now, or else he's gonna keep killing, keep terrorizing.
I just found out that Indiana touches the lakes. I don't know which towns they are, but they are being devastated by Paul Bunyan's attacks.
Toledo is in shambles right now, and so is Cleveland. But Cleveland, that's just because they're Cleveland.
What are we going to do about this? Hold on, I've got James Buchanan on the other line. Give me a second.
Well, so listen.
Yeah. Clearance? Really? I don't care. Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that. Just gotten clearance from James Buchanan to build a giant robot against Paul Bunyan. It's going to take a lot of manpower. It's going to take a lot of materials. We're going to have to harvest from the quarries that are upstate Michigan. We're going to need all the help that we can get, okay? Well,
I have the power of corn.
I have the power of more corn.
Got cheese, mate.
Power of Chicago.
I have the power of the Great Lakes. We've got ourselves.
They pooled their resources that they pulled out of the Great Lakes. They pooled their resources and they built this big robot, the likes of which you've never seen.
Well, so listen.
Alright. This is the robot, these are the blueprints. These are the disruptors to Paul Bunyan's nervous system. They basically freeze him so that he can't move, can't talk, can't speak, anything. These arms are made out of stainless steel and titanium. They can pretty much cut through anything, including giant Paul Bunyan human flesh. We're gonna drive it into the middle of the city. We're gonna wait for Paul Bunyan to show up. We're gonna lead him in with people so that he can, destroy or whatever. And we're gonna stick this bad boy on him. This thing is deadly, it's dangerous, it's terrifying, and I don't know, he's dangerous. He's deadly. We have the power of the Great Lakes and one big ass robot on our side.
And they went and they fought him. And they did this using a big robot. And this big robot that they built, he went into the lake to meet Paul, and they fight, they tussle.
Okay. Boom! No, Wisconsin, stop freaking feeding him cheese. Jesus!
Oh, my banana phone is buzzing. Wait a second.
We can't pause the whole thing for you to answer your banana phone, Ohio.
Just keep going. Just
put
keep
it
going.
down.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
My Skyline chili is on the way.
We're legally testing the robot on Ohio next. Alright, Ohio, you're controlling the left side, correct?
Correct.
Alright, I need you to throw
Which left?
the only
Isn't
left
it
that there
flipped?
is.
It's not flipped?
No.
I've been doing the right this entire time then.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so you're controlling the left, right? What have I told you 4,000 times?
I am on the nervous system.
We're trying to work on it.
Almost done.
Almost done? Really? Almost done isn't done. Jesus. Surrounded by a bunch of freaking morons. Right hook, left kick, up, and then after the left hook is through, finish it off, kick to the balls. Come on. His Paul Bunyan's.
Why we can't do anything internationally.
This is where you guys come in.
I just rebooted it. I'm putting all the power towards it.
Indiana, come on.
I've got it.
He's
It's
now
at
hovering
99,
over.
99.
He's now
99?
hovering over Gary, Indiana.
No, but not Gary.
Not Gary, we can't lose Gary.
We have it.
And send it now. Go. He's dead. Mr. President, we did it. This is for America, for freedom, for taking down that bastard Paul Bunyan.
Yeah! And eventually, the robot is able to quell the giant.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you for your time today. I greatly appreciate it.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never heard that story.
No, it's interesting. Get this. So the next one was this woman, and it was also about Paul Bunyan. And this one was interesting because
Tell me a story about Michigan.
Yeah, let me tell you a story. So you might be familiar with the story of Paul Bunyan, right? Big guy, X little, big blue ox. This story is true. Paul Bunyan was a delight. Paul Bunyan went around and he cut down trees. As we all know, that's what the axe was for. Well, as he was going down and cutting around trees, people don't realize this, but the reason that the state of Michigan looks like this is because as he was going around cutting trees, there used to be just one big lake here. And he was cutting down trees, you know, bam, 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 and all of a sudden, his glove fell off. Explosion, water everywhere. But it moved all of the water, and that then became land. Dried it all right up. I know, crazy. After that, Paul shrunk down a little bit, just a little bit, and then began to tour the coast along the state of Michigan, what became later the state of Michigan. He gathered communities, you know, he made it livable. He felled the trees for all of these communities to grow and cherish their land, and he became a beloved figure of the Great Lakes states. And when he got back around, you know, down Lake Michigan, he came back around, and Ohio, having been the only land there next to the lake, is now very mad that their coastline is gone. So they decide that they're going to take out Paul Bunyan with a giant robot. This robot is just angry. It's angry AI generated nonsense. And sorry, I'm getting emotional. Sorry. He didn't stand a chance. And well, Paul did not make it. The communities were just devastated by the loss of this historic figure, a beloved figure. And what many people don't know is that Paul Bunyan actually had a little sister. And her name is Arbor Ann. And she gathered all of these communities together after, feeling the rage of having her brother slain in cold blood, and she gathered all of these communities together to fight against Ohio, which is actually how the Toledo War happened. I know, it's a lot to take in. It's not what other people have said, it's not what historians believe, but I know that it's true in my heart because I believe in Arbor Ann avenging the death of her brother.
Wow.
Wow. I've
Wasn't
never.
that interesting?
Come to think of it, that is the story I've always heard about Paul Bunyan. That he's good.
That whole event which transpired with the Toledo War,
Yeah. Yes.
things like that, led to a lot of political conflict in the state of Michigan, in local communities.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you know the tale of Dogman.
Hi, my name is Mitch Gander. I'm a collector of stories. I'm looking for stories about Michigan. Do you have anything for me?
Yeah, I got a story for you, Mr. Gander. First of all, I'm Dan in the Morning, and a story that I remember hearing about was post-Toledo War, actually, so this was quite a while ago. But as we know, the Toledo War had left the Michigan town of Ruffles in shambles. And there was a lot of very tricky, dirty politicking and smear campaigns that were run by two very polarizing figures in politics at this time. And the two biggest notable figures that I remember hearing about were Ignatius Borgley and Fed Ogman. And Fed Ogman had a complicated history because people were under the impression that he was a dog. And Ignatius Borgley was a more right-leaning Republican mayoral candidate, and he basically tried to run a campaign exposing Fed for his crimes of not being a human and being inadequate for the position.
Dog. Really gotta focus on this golf right now. All right, so you're gonna want to aim to the right side of the fairway.
I just don't understand why he's running.
Yeah, so it looks like we got about 40 or 50 more yards, so...
I mean, I'm looking out for American values, right? For family values, for small government, and for the American way, you know?
I'd recommend using your sand wedge for this.
I mean, he's a dog! This guy's a dog!
Yeah, so let's just keep going.
But Fed Ogman, he was a very charismatic presence, but he still had a little bit of a darker side to him. First of all, he was very concerned about his public relations, and he was on the Democratic side, and so he was dealing with a lot of those issues coming from the war, like food insecurity and better social programs. And essentially, they were very, very heated debates in this time in Ruffles. And the story goes that Fed Ogman, he did these debates, and later he came up with a plot to station spies in Ignatius Borgley's headquarters.
But let's address your public relations, sir.
Look, based on the debate today, seems that people are indifferent that I could potentially
be a dog. But we can't let this get out of control. We need to see what Ignatius Borgley is up to. I want somebody stationed inside their campaign headquarters.
By themselves, sir?
We can't let this guy win the election. Put him in a closet, for all I care. Alright. Any questions?
Then you guys are excused. Appreciate it.
So, Fed Augment, he placed spies in Borgley's headquarters, and he had them taking notes on their campaigns and seeing how they were staying on top of this dog thing that was happening, and all the speculation that Fed was secretly a dog. A lot of stuff about Fed's like appearance and stuff that people thought was strange. But Ignatius Borgley was definitely a hot-headed guy, and that was basically the only thing he was running on, was that Fed was a dog and he's not able to be a mayor because he's a dog. But Ignatius Borgley, he had some personal issues of his own, a couple anger management things, and also he prided himself on playing golf very well, but he was notoriously very rude to his caddies sometimes. And people heard rumors about that. It was a very interesting time in Ruffles history, for sure. And eventually, leading up to the election, the final debates were happening, and very heated debates.
Good evening from the Health Education campus of
the Michigan town of Ruffles.
I'm Chris Wallace of Fox News, and I welcome you to the debates between
Ignatius Borgley and Fed Augment.
No noise except right now, as we welcome the Republican nominee,
Ignatius Borgley,
and the Democratic nominee,
Fed Augment.
Gentlemen, a lot of people have been waiting for this night, so let's get going. Our first subject is the Supreme Court.
All right, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for coming out to the mayoral debate today. It is I, Fed Augment. Pleasure to speak to the lovely town of Ruffles today. As you remember the disastrous Toledo War, there was millions of people, thousands of, a couple people died, but let us not distract us from the fact that people were not tying their shoes, they were not saying excuse me when they were cutting each other in line. Let us remember that human decency went downhill after the Toledo War. And so with more social programs and more food security funding, we can whip ourselves back into shape. Am I right, guys? I'm right.
Thank you. Same question to you. You have 2 minutes.
My opponent makes a lot of interesting points. I see his point on the Toledo War, on the loss we've suffered. Ruffles cannot experience something like that. But I implore the people of this town to think about what life might be with a dog as mayor. The man you see before you is a dog. And I'm not talking in metaphor. He may be slimy. He may be deceitful. He may act like a dog. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a dog. I am not a dog. I am not a dog. Let me tell you. Guys, these are vicious rumors, guys. There are some rumors that I was going out late at nights and I was, standing over a fire hydrant and going to the bathroom. These are all vicious rumors that are not confirmed to be true. So, people of Ruffles, you guys know whose side you're on, right? I mean, I'm looking at all these signs that are saying Fed, 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 right? And these food security programs, that's what will bring the town together. He keeps barking. He can't get to a statement. He just has to bark. He says, food security. That's what my opponent says. Do you want somebody who can't debate with the other cities because he has to bark? Do you want that? That's wrong. People of Ruffles, remember, the election is coming up shortly. Remember whose side you guys are on. Nina, I see you in the crowd. Tina, Dolores, keep doing your thing. Great to see you guys here. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah. He says, which side are you on? I'm on the side of humans. On the side of plumbing and toiletry and civics and arts. Ignatius does not know what he's talking about. He yells at his...
It's been an interesting hour and a half. I want to thank you both for participating in the first of 3 debates that you have agreed to engage in. We want to thank Case Western Reserve University and the Cleveland Clinic for hosting this event. The next debate, sponsored by the Commission on Debates, will be 1 week from tomorrow, October 7th, at the University of Utah In Salt Lake City, the two vice nominees, Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris, will debate at 9 p.m. Eastern that night. We hope you watch. Until then, thank you and good night.
And so Fed Ogman, he won the mayoral election despite rumors that he was a dog. But the strange part is that after that election, Fed Ogman was not really seen in the public eye after that. He kind of vanished into the North Woods somewhere. And so there's some stories about how he's out there in the woods somewhere, and people just have to go find him. There's been some strange occurrences and sightings about potential dog tracks coming out of public offices. Strange rumors about that. But essentially what happened with the spies that were stationed in the Borgley headquarters by Fed was that they were actually captured by, basically, they first called in Dr. Tuesday, and that leads into the Dr. Tuesday story that we all know and love here. That's pretty much the story of Ignatius Borgley and Fed Ogman. Dan in the morning. Nice to talk to you.
Surely not.
Surely not. Dogman didn't win an election.
Surely not. Surely not.
Thank you for your time today. I've been doing an interview series asking about people, about folk stories and things happening around the Michigan area. I've heard a lot of things, and I'm reached a point where what's going on right now? What's happening now?
Well, I'm not too sure about that, but maybe you want to ask Dr. Tuesday?
Dr. Tuesday.
Dr. Tuesday.
Dr. Tuesday?
Dr. Tuesday.
Dr. Tuesday.
Dr. Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Back when my the man in the chair, was here, we used to roll. I miss those days. Wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Dr. Tuesday, we are the Midnight Rovers. You.
Wait, we need a shot with Dr. Tuesday.
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, I heard there's a camper missing. Can you guys check that out?
Yes. We can.
Let's do that again.
Sorry.
Go. Rolling.
How do you feel about midnight roving?
Midnight roving is amazing. I love midnight roving. It's my favorite activity.
What is it, Dr. Tuesday?
It must be the void.
Could that be the void? Could it be? I saw something scary.
There's a darkness in the field.
You need to chill out.
Now, he preys on little homesick kids. Girls? Now that he's old. No, boys and girls, he's inclusive. He preys on little homesick kids.
What about the non-binary?
And non-binary and trans kids. He preys on everybody. Okay?
He preys on everybody.
He's equally predatory. Basically, he sucks children into the void. He sucks homesick children into the... Can you? I'm sorry, I missed Tom. John, you don't know what you're talking about.
When you're an old rover like me, they don't tell you this. But there's beasts in the night. We have to go to the forest. When the roving gets tough, the tough get roving. Trail's getting close.
Dr. Tuesday. Dr. Tuesday. It's you. Oh my God. I heard the ballad. The ballad said that you were never seen again. What ballad? That, you know what? That doesn't matter. I have a couple questions I need to ask you, if that's okay. Can I just take some of your time?
Sure.
Yes. Thank you.
Free.
Okay.
Catch your breath.
Yes. 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 Okay. I'm just gonna get straight to the point.
Yeah.
What happened the last night you roved? The last night I roved? The last night you roved?
Well, let's see. Well, I've been told about these kids going missing. And then my own rovers go missing. I gotta step in. I thought I'd go check it out myself tonight, in that field.
Why that field?
Because there's a darkness in the field.
A darkness?
There's this force out there that I haven't investigated because I've been too afraid, but I think I have to today. Will you join me?
Yeah, all right, yeah, all right. Well, that's Michigan.
All right. Dr. Tuesday on the mix. Once upon a time, not long ago, lived a motherfucking man who loved to rove. There's a darkness in the field, and it's plain to see how this midnight rover made history. See, him and Joe Maddie were buds at camp till their friendship was closed, shut and clamped all over some homesick girls and boys. Joe Maddie fed to the never-ending voice. Dr. T got older and his whole group dimmed till he met some new rovers with cheeky grins. He returned to PE with a license to meander, cooking up new schemes with time and coriander. Yeah, yo. Dr. Tuesday, if you're out there roving, I see you, man. There's a darkness in the field. It's coming to get you. Word out.
Hello, it's me, Dr. Tuesday. I don't have much time. I found this camcorder. I don't know where I am, but that void thing sent me to this jail cell. And hang on, someone's coming.
Ah, Dr. Tuesday. We meet again. I'm going to need that hat now. Yoink.
Gather round me, folks, the story is for you. Be sure to listen good to the legend of Dr. Tuesday. Make sure you've understood. Dr. Tuesday was a man who would roam the land and make sure that all was well. You ever saw something that was out of place? Sure to give it hell. Oh, Dr. Tuesday, where have you been? You went into the void one day and were never seen again. Dr. Tuesday received a call one night, a call of much distress. Gather round you, midnight rovers. He put them to the test. They went out but did not return. When they saw what was going on, they were cold and wet and horrified when they were captured by King John. Oh, Dr. Tuesday, where have you been? You went into the void one day and were never seen again. Dr. Tuesday went in and brought them home, but that's not where it ends. The only advice he gave to them: stay out of the field, my friends. When you're in the dark and don't know who to call, you can always count on him. He's seen the darkness in the field which was born and raised by sin. Oh, Dr. Tuesday, where have you been? You went into the void one day and were never seen again.
Anthony Baloney.
Yes.
Anthony Baloney. You come seeking a treasure to repair the Chaos Zone. My wrench. I am the mechanic, and I will aid you in your journey if you defeat me in combat.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay. Oh, you have a French. Give me the French.
Yeah, that's the point.
Give me the French.